Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you can't hear the PA announcer, we have starting lineups for the last game of the season. Shakopee Sabers in red today for the first time this season and playing Westonka. Starting lineup for Westonka. These two teams played earlier in the season in the Lakeville North game. I think it was a 5-0 Saber win, but the game was much closer than the score. You got your Saber starting. 5. Zoe Lewis gets the nod. Avery Schuler. Chloe Krisak, the other defensive starter. Lauren Knutson. Abby Luth wearing number 14 today instead of 42. It's going to keep me on my toes. Faith Huberty starts at center. No anthem today, so we'll get straight to puck drop. Okay. We have a couple of number changes, so I'm going to apologize in advance if I butcher any of your children or grandchildren's names. Abby Luth, Ella Rampart, both wearing non-normal numbers. Sabres heading right to left for the first period. 15 minutes. About to open the finale for the 2025-26 JV girls hockey season. Puck quickly down behind the Sabre goal. Retrieved by Krisak. She'll go up the boards to Luth. She gets a stick on it up to Huberty, who pokes it around but gets held up by a Westonka defender, unable to hold on to the puck. Westonka exit, hits a skate, momentarily held into the zone, still held in. Now Knutson drags to her forehand, backhanded shot. Puck is not covered. Early whistle. Puck was not covered at the time. Good opportunity there for the starting 5 for the Sabres. Knutson dragged, lost the defender in the process, couldn't get the shot off, but whoever was behind her, it was either Luth or Huberty, got a backhand on net. Now you've got Anderson, John Shoy, McNee, Smith, and Barrick on the ice. Face off won by Westonka. They can't get it out of the zone, though. Barrick steps in aggressively, tries to center it. Can't get it through traffic. Tonka able to get it out, but quickly brought back into the zone. Pass from Smith gets deflected by John Shoy, ends up behind the net. That clearance is going to get picked off by Smith. Her shot, nice screen by John Shoy. Tried to go for the redirect, but couldn't get a stick on it. Covered by the Westonka goalie. So 13:49 left in the first. We'll get some fresh skaters for Westonka. 5 Sabres will stay the same. Face-off is tied up. Clearance again back to Smith. She waits a little bit, gets it to Anderson. She fires one that hit a body in front of the net, didn't make its way through. Now Smith is going to step into one. Nope. Now she goes up to Anderson. She tries to cut into the middle, but gets cut off. Smith steps in and holds it into the zone. McNee was trying to change, so Sabres momentarily shorthanded, but they keep it in the zone. Telejohn off the bench. And now Carlson in for Smith as well. Barrick's going to go. John Choi's going to go. Carlson goes for Anderson. She's got Telejohn to her right, but she gets cut off, dispossessed by the Westonka defender. Good centering pass opportunity by Telejohn. Couldn't find a Saber stick with that one, but puck is held into the zone. Get a Laurel Hughes on the ice for the first time, along with Ella Rampart wearing number 3. So you can adjust your lineups at home. Telejohn, Rampart, Hughes, Carlson, and Cam Krisak. Face off one directionally towards the Sabres, but got behind Hughes, and Westonka able to control and head out of the zone. They got a shot on goal. Lewis lost the rebound momentarily, but was able to save the second attempt as well. Westonka does a good job holding the puck in the zone. Hughes will now break it out. Telejohn's going to dump it in. That will hit a Westonka defender. Goalie tries to deflect a nice centering pass by Hughes. Rampart got a stick on it, forced the Westonka goalie to save and cover. Sabres will take the face-off in their offensive zone. Huberty along with Tocek and Esslinger. Schuler and Chloe Krisak back on the ice. Good shield there by the Westonka player to prevent the puck from getting intercepted by the Sabres. Sabres have made a living on turnovers the last few games, so if Westonka is going to stay in this game, it would behoove them to hold on to the puck. Slap shot there by Chloe Krisak. Got all the way through, but off target. Tonka will clear, but picked up by Schuler. She's pressured quickly, but gets the puck up to Esslinger. She tries to drop it to Tocek. Now it drops to Huberty. Picks it up right in the slot. Fires a hard wrist shot, but it went wide. Westonka is going to break it out now. Schuler back, but they'll tap it around her. Krisak wins the race to the puck, backhands it off the boards. Tocek going to try to skate it out. Oh, she gets taken out hard. No call there. John Choi off the bench intercepts that pass. Westonka regrouping there. Puck was tough to handle. Went over a Westonka stick. Knutson had it momentarily, but she couldn't dump it in the zone, and eventually Westonka able to do so. John Choi breaks it out there. That icing will get waved. Knutson putting some pressure on. The patented ice slap with the stick just to scare the defenders. She enjoys doing that. 3 Sabres now trying to hold the puck in. Smith takes a shove in the chest and falls down, but still manages to hold the puck in from her backside. Westonka will ring it around, held in by Smith again. Well, she's takes it down below the goal line. Changes directions back to John Choi. She's going to drop it back to Knutson. She's trying to step into a forehand, but gets shut down. Tried to go back to John Choi. Got intercepted momentarily by Westonka. Now John Choi back to Knutson. She steps into a forehand. Bouncing puck. Rebound was sitting on the edge of the crease there, but Sabres couldn't get there in time. Luth on the ice going for a change. McNee comes off. Bouncing puck got over her stick. Now Westonka changing. John Choi trying to find some space, and Knutson picks up the puck momentarily, but good poke check there by Carlson. She was the only skater back there for a minute, and that could have been trouble for the Sabres. Westonka controlling the puck into the zone. They try to drop it back to a defender, and Knutson tried to jump out on that pass, got a piece of it, but couldn't control it, so Westonka still has it. McNee is going to win the race to that puck. Chips it up, and it'll make its way out. Westonka gets back and controls, but that bouncing puck kind of rolled over a stick. Now Westonka gets a shot and a goal. So number 55 for Westonka carried it into the zone, and nobody stepped up in front of her. Walked in all the way to the edge of the face-off circle and managed to lift one over Zoe Lewis. So the Sabres find themselves in a one-goal hole. 8:56 left in the first. First time they've been down for quite a few games, so we'll see how they respond. Rampart, Anderson, and McNee on the ice. That face-off is tied up in the middle of the ice, eventually controlled by Sabers. Krisak up to McNee. Tries to carry it into the zone. Gets depossessed. Puck fired back in by Schuler, and she hits somebody in the head on the Westonka bench. She seems to be okay. Everybody got a chuckle out of that on the opposing bench. Faceoff will come out to center. Schuler and Chloe Krisak at the defensive spots. Faceoff back to Schuler. She backhands it up the boards, too far for Anderson, and immediately chipped up by Westonka. So Westonka looks just a little bit quicker to the puck than the Sabres. A little bit faster than the last couple of games, last couple of opponents. So Anderson's got some space now. She tries to flip it around. Westonka defender gets past one, but good backup by the second defender manages to beat her to the puck. That exit gets held up. Krisak controls. She tries to go off the boards to McNee, but McNee was thinking about a change. Anderson up to Telejohn. She steps into the zone. Her shot's deflected, goes into the corner. 7:55 left in the first now. Exit pass by Westonka is held in. That puck is loose in front of the net. Telejohn and Hughes were both going for it, but couldn't get a clean stick on it. Smith can't hold it in, and Barrick's going to go back and retrieve it. So Westonka much quicker on the forecheck, putting quite a bit more pressure on the Sabres defenders than, like I said, than the past couple of games. So it might take them a little while to get used to the speed of the game. Great centering pass there. Early whistle. So that one bailed out. Sabres got bailed out there by the early whistle. That puck was loose in the crease. Lewis ended up gloving the rebound shot anyway. It wouldn't have counted, but good centering pass, good opportunity there for Westonka. Face-off controlled by Westonka momentarily, but Smith takes over the puck. Goes around the boards to Telejohn. Nice stick work there to hold on to it. She's going to chip it up. She gets taken down. We're going to get a penalty on Westonka. I think I saw interference there. So Sabres will go on the power play. 7:02 left. Clock is running. They finally figured it out, but 5 seconds of the power play have elapsed. So they're gonna work to try to straighten it out here. All right, delete the penalty. There's no worse feeling in the world than screwing up the scoreboard while everyone is staring at you trying to get you to fix it. We've now got 2 penalties on the scoreboard. There we go. All right. I don't wish that on my worst enemy. Face-off controlled by the Sabres. Shot hits a Westonka girl in the head, but she seems to be okay, and they managed to clear the puck. They've got 2 skaters in the zone on the forecheck as Sabres try to break it out. Rampart coming through the neutral zone, but she gets her pocket picked going into the corner, slides into the boards hard, and Westonka able to clear. So 40 seconds of the penalty gone. Sabers will go back and retrieve in their own zone. Smith out to Krisak. She gets depossessed and loses her stick in the process. Now Huberty's got the puck and some space, steps into a shot, rebounds loose in front. Westonka doing a good job preventing rebound shots, and they managed to clear the puck almost all the way down the ice. So we're halfway through the penalty. John Choi onto the ice along with Anderson. John Choi with some nice stick work there. She is going to carry the puck into the zone. She fans on the shot. Could have been a fake. It was a good one. Shot ended up on net, but goalie saved it. That shot from Schuler hits a defender. Rebounds loose out in front. They're going to blow the whistle. I think the Westonka goalie got it covered. Telejohn and John Choi were digging around in there, but Westonka goalie held on to it. So good showing by her so far. 35 seconds left in the power play. That was the best opportunity for the Sabres. John Choi on the draw. Wins it. Back to Anderson. She controls, goes to Schuler. She's going to step into one. Hits a Westonka defender who clears it just enough to get it out of the zone. She tries to go up to Anderson. Hits her in the skate. Ends up on a Westonka stick. Down to 20 seconds left on the power play. Puck in the neutral zone. Anderson goes around a Westonka defender. She's going to step in. Carries the puck around the back of the net. Still got it. She drops it back to Schuler. Schuler steps into a shot. That one gets blocked and cleared, and that's going to do it. So Westonka kills the penalty successfully, and that's Krisak's backhanded pass got picked off. Schuler in, and now that shot went all the way in on net. Rebound kicked out a little bit. Exit pass goes over a Westonka stick, ends up in the defensive zone. Barrick picked it up. Now Rampart cuts inside of one. Leaves a drop pass for Smith. Smith steps into one nicely, gets a shot that is stick save. Trying to get a centering pass at the backhand, can't do it. She is pinned against the boards by a couple of Westonka players. Now Tochek's going to step into one. That shot goes wide. So Sabres have some good screens in front of the net, but unable to get one in. That shot was a nice little off-speed pitch. Snuck all the way through and it caught Rampart by surprise. Kind of ended up on her stick and she couldn't control it. Eventually leaked in and got covered by the Westonka goalie. So 4 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first. Still 1-0 in favor of Westonka. Westonka forward comes out of there with some speed and lost the puck momentarily. Sabers almost turned it over, and then Rampart gets tripped coming into the zone. And the Sabres are going to go back on the power play. Power play looks like Schuler, Krisak, Knutson, Huberty, and Rampart. Pretty effective kill for Westonka the first time through. Sabres had a couple opportunities, but couldn't get one in the back of the net. Nice face-off win by Rampart. Knutson's shot deflected, goes way high. Krisak steps in to hold the puck in, but Sabres eventually give it up, and now Schuler's going to step into one, gets sticked into the corner. Knutson giving chase. Gets there about the same time as the Westonka skater. She cuts inside, gets it on the forehand, but fires wide. Rebound comes off to Westonka skater, and she manages to power through Knutson and Schuler and get it out of the zone. Sabres quickly back into the zone. Rampart trying to drop it for Huberty, but Westonka managed to get control of the puck and kick it all the way down to the ice. There's Krisak, long cross-ice pass to Huberty, but took a funny hop off the boards. She can't control it, and now Westonka's got some space. Good physical play by Smith to ride her off the puck. She changes direction, goes up to Anderson. She gets tripped. So we're going to have 54 seconds of a 5-on-3 for the Sabres. Westonka doesn't like that call at all. Looked like a soccer slide tackle to me, which is cheating. So 5-on-3 for the Sabers for 54 seconds, and then a 5-on-4 for another minute 6 if they don't score. So let's see what the Sabers can do. John Choi, Telejohn, Anderson, Smith, and Barrick on the ice. John Choi wins the draw to Telejohn. She'll drop it back to Smith. She plays it down to John Choi. She takes a zero-angle shot, managed to get gloved by the goalie. Sabres need to be a little patient here. Should be able to change sides of the ice pretty quickly here and get an open shot, but we shall see. John Choi with a good job controlling the faceoff. She kind of spins, takes another shot from the bottom of the faceoff circle, got blockered aside. Smith plays it back behind the net, and Westonka does a good job winning the race to that. That one hits the ref. We appreciate that. Smith steps in. John Choi trying to center, but pass hits a stick. Smith fires from the blue line, and that one doesn't get all the way through. So Anderson now has it behind the net. Shakopee going to have to tighten up their defense. Does not need to be that far back like they are on a step into it. Barrick steps into a shot, saved. Telejohn on the rebound. And that's the end of the 5-on-3. So Shakopee power play was positioned like they do on a 5-on-4 and not taking advantage of all the ice that was out there. Most of the shots were from pretty far out or no angle, so no real good scoring opportunities there, but they still have a chance on the 5-on-4. Rampart, McNee, and Hughes on the ice. McNee with a shot that's saved by the Westonka goalie. We'll get another face-off. Carlson and Cam Krisak on the ice as well. Face-off controlled by Shakopee. Back to Krisak. She steps into a wrist shot, gets partially deflected. Controlled by Westonka, and they are almost able to get it out of the zone. There's a collision there. The Westonka faithful thought should have been a penalty on Shakopee. McNee cuts that pass out nicely and tries to get a shot off and cannot. Nice exit there by Westonka. Got a one-on-one. Cut inside and almost a shorthanded goal. Nice save by Lewis. But really good shorthanded opportunity there for Westonka. 28 seconds left on the power play for the Sabres. Fresh skaters for Westonka. Same 5 for the Sabres. Face off on to Schuler's stick. She tries to go up the boards to Hughes, but that pass was a little bit too far. Hughes, Rampart, they all trying to hold the puck in the zone. McNee gets a shot off and takes it's a spill after that. Westonka still unable to break it out. Schuler trying to step into a shot, easily blockered aside. I think the Sabres need to realize that is not going to cut it from back there. Rampart takes a shot from not a great angle and saved and covered by the Westonka goalie. Esslinger, Huberty, and Tochek on the ice. Refs will fix the goal, get it back on the moorings there. Power play is over. So that's 3 kills, including a 1-minute 5-on-3 for Westonka. Not sure the Sabre coaching staff will be pleased with those power plays, but now Westonka dumps the puck in deep. We're down to 33 seconds left in the period. Westonka first to the puck. Centering pass. Zoe Lewis got a stick on it momentarily. That shot gets all the way through. Took a bounce up in the air off Lewis's stick, but she saw the rebound and was able to cover it. One of the Westonka players is going to get a talking to from the ref. She came in very late. He's getting a little shovey. So I don't think he's real pleased with her behavior. Looks like he's counting her offenses on his fingers. think the next one is going to end up with her in the box again, probably. She'll take the draw. Face-off won by the Sabers, controlled by Ellie Esslinger. She'll chip it in, but gets ridden off before she can get up to speed. Westonka trying to clear the puck. Schuler steps in to hold it. 5 seconds left, and Chrisak's going to get a penalty there. End of the period. Puck skipped over her stick. She's going to get a tripping call. She was the last defender back there, and so she's going to start this second period in the box. So, am I on still? All right, second period about to start. Sabres on the penalty kill. Huberty, Smith, Barrick, and Telejohn out for the kill. It'll be exactly 2 minutes, although the penalty clock has not started yet. So it'll actually be longer than that. Telejohn with the steal. Good opportunity, shorthanded. Goalie saves the puck. Again, early whistle. The puck was leaking out behind the goalie. Mari saw it, and she went to knock it in the net, but the whistle had blown already. Yep. So 18 seconds elapsed from the game clock, 7 seconds elapsed from the penalty clock. Bear with us here while we get some. Oh, there we go. They've got a new one loaded, and we're back and ready to go. So 1:42 left on the penalty kill. Face-off eventually won by Westonka. Aggressive approach taken by the Sabres eventually yields a turnover, and Barrick's going to fire it. Doesn't get all the way down the ice, but that one got intercepted, almost intercepted by Huberty, and then Barrick got another shot at it and got it all the way around the net. Late change there by Barrick. Schuler was in the right spot. A little bit of a 2-on-1 opportunity there. Barrick off late and Cam Krisak on late. Rampart and McNee now on as well. Face-off won by Rampart. Pinned in the corner. Schuler battling with a couple of Westonka skaters. They come out of there with it. Centering pass goes all the way through. That slap shot got past Zoe but was wide. Looked like she was screened. And Schuler behind the net, taking on two skaters again. Westonka is going to come out of there with it. Krisak pacing her. That centering pass ends up right on a stick. I'm not sure how she got that wide open. McNee trying to clear it off the boards, fires it into the Westonka bench. Got 33 seconds left on the penalty, and we are going to get a couple new skaters. Barrick and Smith in for Schuler and Krisak. McNee and Rampart will stay. Westonka will change out their forwards. New center wins the draw. Shot blocked twice by Rampart. First with the skates, then with the stick. That's a good job by her. Puck is cleared. Rampart on the forecheck. Westonka defender wheels calmly out of pressure. She's pretty tall. She's got some long strides. She just kind of glided all the way down the ice. Ended up getting a shot on goal. McNee ends up clearing, down to 4 seconds left in the penalty. And backhanded pass got intercepted by McNee, and Hughes off the bench as Krisak hops out of the box and back onto the bench. And now Barrett comes into the zone with some speed. That shot hits a side of a shin and gets deflected in the corner. Hughes does a good job running it down. John Troy controls the puck, trying to drop it back to Smith. Got deflected partially, but Smith got there. Now Knutson steps into a shot that gets partially blocked. Clearance. Barrick does a nice job stepping in, and John Troy gets tripped. Saber Faithful wanted another penalty. I don't know how many of those we're going to get. Smith steps into a shot. Glove/pad save, but goalie didn't hang on to it. See number 9 for Westonka took another dive. I don't think the Shakopee players are real fond of her. She does a good job pressuring the puck there, though. John Troy and Hughes. John Troy's got Knutson. Knutson fires one very high. It's going to go all the way down the ice. Carlson off the bench is going to have to collect it. She's got pressure on her. She turns right into it, but Westonka player lost a stick, which is helpful, but they managed to hold the puck in. Knutson chops it up the ice. Toczek on as well. John Troy is headed off, and Huberty is going to come on. Tonka trying to ring it around. Huberty held it in with the skate, but it deflected into the middle of the ice, and Westonka able to skate it out. 4 Shakopee Sabers collapsed on number 12, and she managed to stay on the puck there. That's some good, strong skating by her. Pops out of there. Toczek's got it in a little bit of space. Westonka's got 2 skaters back, but she's got a couple of trailers if she wants them. Tries to go 5-hole. Rebound pops out for a moment and then is covered. So 10:50 left in the second. Sabres out shooting Westonka 21-8, but not a ton of real dangerous opportunities. Had a couple little scrums in front of the net, but a lot of shots from tough angles and or further out. So there's space available. There's ice available. Just have to be patient. Another stick loose on the ice. Ref returns it to Westonka. Huberty on the draw. Wins it to Toczek. She's going to drop it to Carlson. She gets closed out on. Backhands it up, but that got picked off. Eventually comes back to her. Goes trying to get it to Toczek into the zone. Toczek and Huberty battling on the boards. Westonka comes out of there with it, fires it around the boards. Knutson and Krisak step into. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Esslinger. And Krisak step into that one. Esslinger comes out of there with it. Nice wheel away from pressure. She's going to drop it back to Cam. She's going to step into a shot. That one got all the way through. Oh, goalie's down. Esslinger couldn't get the shot off on her backhand. Toczek and Esslinger ended up on the ice, and now Westonka comes out of there 2-on-2. Tries to drop it past Krisak, hits a skate, and Krisak able to hold on to it momentarily. She's going to go up the boards for Esslinger. Esslinger gets shouldered off the puck by number 7. There's a long pass that bounces off a Westonka stick. Toczek was pressuring, but good composure by the Westonka player. Westonka finding some space, and Carlson up to Telejohn. She had a step. It's offsides. Rampart, Telejohn, Anderson, Krisak, and Carlson on the ice. So centering pass hits a skate. Telejohn up to Anderson. She's got one right on her back and gets her pocket picked. Then dumps her on the ice and trips her. Does not get a penalty called, but should have been. Her dad does not approve of that. Puck is up the ice. Out of the zone. Clearance pass intercepted by Krisak momentarily. So Westonka's pretty strong on the puck. Even when Sabres are getting a stick on it, they're typically able to hold on to it. Anderson cuts inside and then changes direction. Telejohn goes a little bit past her. Rampart waits smartly until Telejohn gets out of the zone. We've got McNee on the ice now along with Hughes. Number 9 for Westonka had a little bit of space, closed down by Laurel Hughes very quickly. There's John Shoy. Will poke around the Westonka defender, fires it wide. Krisak steps in to try to hold it in, but can't do so. That one went out and came back in. Laurel was trying to hold up, but could not do so. So 7:54 left in the second. The Sabres might be getting a little frustrated. Barrick, Smith, John Shoy, McNee, and Hughes on the ice. Westonka's fifth skater late. And Westonka center is going to get the boot. Draw controlled by the Westonka skaters. Puck chipped all the way down the ice. That's going to be an icing. So Westonka doing a good job pressuring the entry by the Sabres, not giving up much ground. And Shakopee doesn't look like they've been able to get comfortable possessing the puck in the offensive zone. John Shoy directing traffic ahead of the faceoff. Tried to spin it to Hughes, but that puck went off of Smith's thigh and into the Shakopee bench, so it'll stay put for a faceoff. 7:31 left in the second. Let's see if we can get more than 6 seconds without a stoppage here. That one is won by John Shoy. Shot by Hughes, deflected. Centering pass by McNee. Just loose out front. Hughes does a nice job stepping through traffic, but can't get through them all. Westonka breaks out of there. Hughes back to retrieve the puck, but she loses control of it. Kicked on goal by Westonka and covered easily by Zoe Lewis. A couple of the Westonka skaters end up on the ground. So pretty physical game. Hasn't been super dirty. Getting a little chippy though, here and there on both sides. So we'll get some new skaters for both sides. Carlson, Krisak, Huberty, Knutson, and Luth, I believe. Face off tied up. Luth comes out of there with it. Tries to clear. Gets it the second time. She's got a 2-on-1 with Knutson if she hustles. Passes a little bit too far. Puck is rolling. Knutson ends up with it, but tries a centering pass. Ends up retrieving her own, actually, after it got deflected a couple times. But no shots on goal there for the Sabres. Tonka controls that entry pass, and they are headed up the ice. That backhand easily gets picked off by Krisak, but she was trying to get the puck up to Esslinger, and that got intercepted. Now we've got Westonka in the offensive zone, picking their way through the Sabers. Puck played behind the net. Westonka first to it. There's looking for a centering pass. Don't have it, but they'll go back to the D spot. They'll dump it deep and sort of cycling around. Knutson does a nice job getting a stick on the puck, but that rebound pops out, and Zoe Lewis was extended on the ground. There was a Westonka skater right in front of her, and they buried it. So Westonka has had probably 3 good chances, and they've scored on 2 of them. Sabers have not had many and have not put it in the net. So 2-0 deficit for the Sabers. Rampart, Toczek, Esslinger on the ice. Toczek quickly into the zone. Her shot gets blocked, hits a skate. She gets pushed off. Schuler's shot gets blocked by a Westonka defender. Esslinger has to touch up for a moment, so Westonka had a chance to be first to that puck, but Toczek actually won the race to it. Getting kicked around on the far side there, pops out, and Westonka is going to control. They get it up but not out. Schuler gets it in. It was a little too far for Rampart, and that allowed Westonka to clear. Chrisak's going to end up back in the penalty box for that. So her second of the day. First one was a trip. That was an interference call. 2-minute power play for Westonka. Anderson, Telejohn, Smith, and Barrick on the ice. Face-off controlled by Westonka, and they will keep it in the zone. Shot gets gloved down by the Sabers, been kicked around in front. Eventually comes out, and Smith fires it deep. Westonka giving chase. Their goalie's going to play it with the stick, but Anderson on it. She gets deked by the Westonka defender, who's going to skate it all the way up the ice. She'll fire it harmlessly in. Smith's going to get a chance to clear it again, and she does. Nicely done. So same spot as last time. Goalie plays it out to the defender. They're going to go around the boards. It's going to come all the way out. But the Sabres might have had a chance to cause some trouble with that one. Number 9 into the zone with some speed. She's going to wheel all the way around. Finally drops it to a defender. Kick save by Zoe Lewis. That's going to come out to Telejohn, who's going to play it all the way down the ice. So half of the penalty is killed already. McNee on the ice along with Huberty. I think I called McNee Telejohn there, so I apologize for that. McNee, Huberty, Barrick, and Schuler. So Huberty has the puck in the zone. She fires one that goes wide. Sabres doing a good job preventing the power play from being set up. That puck is chipped in, but Schuler's got a little bit of room to clear it, and she will fire. So we're down to 17 seconds left on the power play. Puck is behind the Westonka net. 3:30 left in the second. Knutson coming off the bench had a shot at that one, but it skipped over her stick. Westonka into the zone. That clearance gets kicked around a little bit and held in by Westonka. Power play is over. Hughes on the ice along with Knutson, John Shoy, Cam Krisak, and Schuler. Krisak with the puck right now. Spins nicely away from trouble. She's got some space now. She's going to skate it out. She'll pass it up to Knutson. She's got a little bit of room. That was offsides. She was dilly-dallying a little bit by the blue line, and I think both Hughes and John Choi were expecting her to take a more aggressive line towards the goal. I think they were both offsides there. So John Choi on the faceoff. Hughes to her right. Knutson to her left. Puck is tied up on the sideline. Krisak eventually comes out of there with it. Finds some space on the far side. She's going to drive towards the net, but poke check there. Gets the puck away from her. Nice work by Hughes to hold it in the zone, but that one eventually cleared. John Troy tried to kick it, couldn't get it. Good coverage there, and John Troy able to chip the puck in deep. Hughes giving chase, but Westonka calm under pressure. I've said that a couple times. They're able to get it out of the zone. Hughes backhands it in, but doesn't get all the way through. Knutson had a hack at it, but Carlson steps into one. There's Esslinger cutting in front of the Westonka skater, and now long clearance by Krisak gets intercepted. John Choi's on it. She's got Knutson with her. Tries to backhand it around the Westonka defender, but that one is going to come out of the zone. Schuler was just coming off the bench. She'll dump it in. Sabers have to touch up, so play slows down for a minute there. Up the far side boards by Schuler. Nobody home for the Sabers, and Westonka will kick it back out. Schuler's got it. She comes across near side to Esslinger. She's got some space, and she's got a couple of teammates with her. Drop pass back to Knutson. Esslinger to Knutson. That one, Westonka got a stick on that one, prevented it from being a clean shot, and they'll manage to clear. Chloe Krisak able to control that one momentarily. Esslinger gets a stick on it up to Rampart. Knutson tried to wheel and fire it in, but got blocked. Eventually, Schuler got it deep. 45 seconds left in the period. Esslinger bodies Westonka defender off the puck. Rampart trying to drop it back to Krisak. Eventually gets it. Krisak's shot hits toe check in the skate. Good pressure there by the Sabres, but they can't hold it in the zone. They do win possession back. Nice quick puck movement there, and Esslinger just kind of wandered off sides there. She was watching the puck and not the blue line, so got a little excited. 25 seconds left. Anderson, Huberty, and Telejohn, along with Barrick and Smith on the ice. Huberty takes the draw, gets tied up. Anderson comes out of there with it. Got a little bit of space, but she's on her backhand. Tries the backhanded centering pass, hits a Westonka skate. Puck is loose. Rebound popped out right by Telejohn's stick, but she couldn't get it on net. Smith fires one in. Anderson's going to get to the puck first. 5 seconds left. Barrick's got to shoot. She doesn't have much time. Anderson's backhand gives the goalie some trouble, but she stood up and saved it with her chest pad, but couldn't hold on to it. So 2-0 deficit for the Sabres after two. Not the best couple of periods the Sabres have played, so hopefully the long intermission for the resurfacing will get a little pep in their step. We'll see you back here in about 10-15 minutes for the third. All right, just about ready for the last period of the year, unless we go into overtime, I suppose. Would require a couple goals for the Sabers. See if we can get on the scoreboard here, break the ice. John Choi, Hughes, Telejohn on the ice. Carlson and Smith at the defensive spots. Puck into the Westonka offensive zone. Carlson had position on the puck, but kind of ridden off the puck. Took a spill, but no call there. She's back on the puck now, behind the Shakopee goal. Goes up to Telejohn, who tries to go through the middle to John Choi, but gets poke checked away. That one cleared all the way down the ice by Telejohn, and we will get an icing. McNee, Huberty, Anderson, Krisak, and Schuler on to the ice. Face-off controlled by Krisak. She comes around the back of the net, fires it through Anderson's skates. Gets picked up by a Westonka player. They get a shot that gets deflected. Anderson's got the puck. She's going to wheel to her backhand, drive behind the net. Pass hits a skate. Now she drops it back to Schuler. She steps into one, gets blocker, save. Puck loose in front. None of the Sabres could get a shot off. Oh, Schuler stepped into one nicely. We're going to get a penalty call. The Sabres can control the puck here. Sabres were trying to pull the goalie and get the extra skater on, and they did for about a half a second. Schuler got dragged down, cut around one of the Westonka defenders. She's going to get put in the box for tripping. So John Choi, Telejohn, Anderson, Barrick, and Krisak on the ice. 5-on-4 for 2 minutes at 13:44. Face-off controlled by the Whitehawks, and they clear. Barrick back, goes cross-ice to Krisak. She can't get the puck out of her skates and quickly gets closed down. Another Whitehawks skater takes a spill. Whitehawks faithful looking for a penalty call. They're not going to get it. John Choi controlling the puck. She spins, trying to wheel for a centering pass. She'll drop it back to Krisak. She's going to step into one, hit a skate, kicked up over the net. Barrick's got some space on the near side as she steps in. She controls, so backhand it back behind the net. Anderson battling for it, but Westonka first to that one. Anderson comes out of there with it. She cuts inside. She's got a shot that gets gloved and held on to. So 53 seconds gone. A couple shots for the Sabres. That one that deflected off a skate went just over the goal was a decent opportunity. Knutson, Huberty, Rampart, Carlson, and Smith onto the ice. Face-off won by Huberty. Back to Smith. She fires cross-ice. Knutson's got it now. She's going to step into one. Hits a stick and then ends up in the body of one of the Westonka players. She's able to skate it out. Huberty goes and retrieves the puck. Gets it poke checked away. Now Carlson's on it. They've got a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Carlson tries the center, but Tonka had recovered nicely by then. Knutson went for the backhand and got taken down. Huberty loses an edge there. Allows the Tonka skater to get a backhand shot in on goal. Doesn't give Lewis too much trouble, but does kill some clock. So down to 26 seconds left on the power play. Your first 5 skaters will get back on the ice. Telejohn, Anderson, John Choi, Schuler, and I think Cam Krisak. Chipped up nicely by Krisak. Telejohn and Anderson. Telejohn's shot goes over the net. Anderson on the near sideline cuts inside. Centering pass goes all the way through the crease. Shot there hits a Westonka stick. Anderson holds onto it. She cuts inside. Now she'll drop it back. Penalty is over. Shot gets deflected. It's loose. Not covered, though. Shakopee still on it. Schuler under pressure. She'll dump it back down to Telejohn. She tries to center it to John Choi. John Choi at the backhand to Anderson. It bounces over her stick. That was a good opportunity. Couldn't get a stick on it, though. Anderson back to Krisak. That shot gets deflected. Schuler's going to step into one. Deflected again. Hits a Westonka leg, and they will finally clear. Puck is going to head mostly down, all the way down the ice. Icing is waved, though. It kind of died. Krisak skating it out. She's under some pressure now. Nice change of direction. Sends the Westonka skater into the board. She lost an edge. Esslinger's got it on her stick now. She fans on the shot. She tries to drop it back to Tocek, and the pass is off target. And nicely done by Barrick. She'll step into one, low on the stick side, but saved by the Westonka goalie. So good start to the third for the Sabres, but they can't get one in the net so far. Barrick up to Esslinger. Westonka in the middle of a change. Got a couple of Sabre skaters that are bowling pinned, and the result is a 2-on-1. Chloe Krisak's the only skater back. She does a great job forcing Tonka wide. They play it back, and it's going to end up all the way back in their defensive zone. That pass is off target. Rampart giving chase. Sabres will get a change. Puck held into the ice, or into the zone, sorry. McNee off the bench on the puck. It's rolling. Hughes has it. She tries a backhanded shot. Puck is out in front, and backhanded goal by Ella Rampart. So you could kind of feel it a couple of minutes ago. Sabres starting the third period quite a bit more aggressive, getting some opportunities on the power play, and then right after that, and then Rampart opens the scoring for the Sabres. Some nice stick work below the goal line by Hughes. She got a backhanded shot, forced a rebound, and Rampart was able to put it in the net. So 9:56 left in the game, and deficit down to 1 goal. Knutson, I'm sorry, that was McNee on the puck momentarily. Now Smith trying to skate it out. Gets dispossessed. Carlson doing the same thing. She'll backhand it out of the zone. It eventually gets to McNee, but can't be controlled. Uh-oh. Oh, that was nice little stick handling and edge work there by 55. Stepped right into the slot. Tried to go high on the glove slide, but Lewis was ready for it. So kind of dangerous. Shakopee giving up a dangerous opportunity there, but Lewis was up to the challenge. We've got John Choi, Luth, Knutson on the ice, along with Cam Krisak and Schuler. Cam Krisak battling behind her own goal, comes out of there with the puck. She tries to backhand it up to Knutson. John Choi comes out of there with it. She's got a step, and she's got Luth. If she wants backhanded shot or pass, goes straight through the crease. Not sure. She maybe couldn't make up her mind. It was a little bit of both, but great opportunity. Luth's shot gets deflected harmlessly behind the net. Westonka going to try and break it out. So Knutson with the slashing forecheck holds the puck in. So some good pressure by the Sabres. If they can keep up the momentum here, not give up a cheap one, we could have a fun last few minutes of the game. That centering pass, couple of Sabres had a shot at it. That's what I was talking about earlier. The Westonka skaters are pretty strong on the puck. There were 2 Sabre skaters, and one of the Westonka skaters just went right through him with the puck. Got a shot that got deflected just wide, redirected just wide. Knutson on the puck now. Her and Rampart into the zone. The rest of the Shakopee skaters are changing. Rampart with good hustle. Run the rebound down in the near side corner. Telejohn onto the ice now. Barrick has the puck roll over her stick, so Sabres will have to regroup. Knutson fires it in, gets gloved down by a Westonka defender. Good shot by Rampart, trying to catch the goalie off guard. Anderson, some nice stick work. Centering pass a little too far for Rampart. Good idea there by the Sabres. Centering pass hits a skate, doesn't get all the way through, and now the Westonka defender is going to skate it out. She'll chip it in deep. They're going to go for a 3-skater change. Puck took a strange bounce. Rampart does a smart thing and just slaps it all the way down the net, or all the way down the ice for an icing. So 7:15 left, 1-goal deficit for the Sabres. Definitely getting interesting. We'll see some quicker changes for the last 7 minutes. See if we can keep some fresh legs on the ice. Huberty, Smith, Carlson, Esslinger, and Tocek on the ice. Draw is controlled by Westonka. Shot hits a Westonka teammate. Ends up on a Westonka stick below the face-off circle. They get a shot in on net, and Zoe Lewis manages to hold on to it. Getting a little feisty after the whistle. Earlier in the game, a couple of the Whitehawks took a little bit of a run at Zoe Lewis, and I don't think the Sabres like that very much. Tocek gets very clearly tripped. No call there. And that was a stick straight in the middle of her skates. Tonka back into the zone. Centering pass almost finds a home. Backhanded clearance by Smith. Goes up but not out. Carlson gets dumped, and we are going to get another power play. Number 29, the roughing call. She just kind of blindsided Cam Carlson there. Completely uncalled for. Yeah. So 2 minutes on the power play for the Sabres. We'll get McNee, Hughes, John Shoy, Krisak, and Schuler to start. 6:38 left. See if the Sabres can even the score here. John Shoy on the draw. Westonka wins the draw, but Sabres put some pressure on. That's going to be a trip. Nope, not called. Krisak's shot got cut out and then fired down the ice. Zoe Lewis going to play it with the stick up to Schuler. She goes up the boards, but runs into some resistance from Westonka. Hughes driving now. She's going to drive the net. Backhanded opportunity. The puck is loose. Oh, what a great move by Hughes. So she was carving hard on the goal line and pulled it to her backhand. Got the shot off. It was a great save by the Westonka goalie. Got a glove on it. The puck was loose momentarily, and the Sabres could not get the rebound in. Rampart, Huberty, and Knutson onto the ice now, along with Chloe Krisak and Aubrey Smith. Sabres win in control. Krisak steps into one. Shot goes wide, but Rampart almost got there for the rebound off the backboards. She tries a centering pass to Knutson that gets cut out. Puck is held in nicely by Smith, but Sabres were all changing directions. Nice job there holding it in by Krisak. That shot took a deflection, ended up causing the goalie a little bit of trouble. She couldn't hold on to it, but managed to cover it, so we'll get a stoppage. 59 seconds left on the power play. New skaters for the Whitehawks, but the same 5 for the Sabres. Face-off 1, back to Rampart. Quick shot, stick save by the Westonka goalie. Can't cover it though. Puck is loose out in front, and eventually it's going to get cleared. So great opportunity again for the Sabres, but can't knock it home. Krisak cross ice to Knutson. She's got some space, but can't get all the way around the last defender there. Smith tries to stick handle the puck into the zone, as does Rampart. Westonka doing a good job holding the show up over here, and now they're on the puck in the offensive zone. Still holding on to the puck, 15 seconds left. This will probably kill the rest of the penalty. That shot blocked by Rampart. I don't know what the spacing is happening for the Sabers. 7 seconds left. Rampart up to Knutson. She clears it just right into a Whitehawk stick, and they will fire it back down. So the penalty is killed. Sabres had their shot, but couldn't get it in there. Back on the attack. John Shoy runs into some trouble. Center ice, Knutson up to John Shoy. John Shoy getting pushed into the boards by the Westonka, and Knutson took umbrage with the physical play there. Probably should have been a penalty on Lauren. Couple of Sabres, couple of Tonka players battling for the puck. So, I don't say this often, but I think Westonka has the most obnoxious fans that I have come across this year. Right. The parents are trying to match the energy of the varsity fans, which is embarrassing for them. So, 2-minute penalty on Kate Johnshoy. Penalty kill unit is McNee, Huberty, Schuler, and Krisak. McNee on the forecheck, trying to slow up the advancement. Unfortunate thing for the Sabres is that we are running out of time, so this is going to kill the majority of the game. McNee into the zone. Her wrister goes wide. Forced a turnover there in the neutral zone. Westonka will clear it. Goes to Krisak, who fires one deep, gets all the way through. Not on goal, but Huberty with some pressure. Carlson on the ice as well. And now Westonka finally with some room to skate. Number 9 for Westonka has some good speed. Eventually gets depossessed and dispossessed. The puck goes all the way down the ice. So 50 seconds left on the penalty kill. Telejohn and Hughes onto the ice for the Sabres. Bouncing puck into the zone. Smith gets it out of there. Hughes is going to go one-on-one. She's a good stick handler and a strong skater. She is going 1-on-4. Tries the centering pass. It eventually gets there to Telejohn. So pretty good work by the penalty kill unit. Hughes with the pressure. Still, her stick is tied up. That shot from Smith actually hit Hughes. She couldn't get untangled from the Westonka skater for quite a while. That'll be the end of the penalty. So great kill by the Sabres. Smith up to Hughes. She'll backhand it into the corner. Rampart on the puck. Puck is kicked out. Telejohn back to Carlson. Nice play by Aubrey Smith there. This game's getting physical and chippy. Smith is down. And they're not going to blow the whistle. They're going to let the opportunity go. Nothing comes of it. Good save by Lewis, but Aubrey Smith is down. It was a hard collision. She did a good job covering a 2-on-1 there, clearing the puck, but she paid the price. Fell down hard, slid into the boards, so take a break here. Hopefully she's okay. Trainer's coming out. She's starting to get up on her own, so always good to see. Skating her way off on her own, kind of holding her side and her hip, so probably just like a hip pointer or something. So 1:16 left. Face-off is going to be in the defensive zone. So one last push here for the Sabers. Might run out of runway here. No, we're going to get a timeout. So we'll take a couple minutes, see what the coaching staff can draw up. Rampart, Toadcheck, Esslinger, Chloe Krisak, and Schuler are the 5 skaters on the ice. So 1:16 left. Sabres still out shooting Westonka 31-19. Felt like the third period was the first one with a ton of dangerous opportunities for the Sabre. They've managed to get one past the Westonka keeper. Need one more. Last game of the season for this team. Varsity plays in sections a couple days, Friday. Been a good season for the JV girls. I don't know their record off the top of my head, but they've been doing pretty well. Been a fun season, good team. A lot of skaters up and down between JV and varsity. A lot of improvement from game 1 to game whatever this is, 25, 30. See if they can close it out strong. Refs are ready to go. As per usual, Coach Mitch not so much ready to go. Likes to maximize the time in between periods, the time in timeouts. Westonka breaks the huddle. They're going to come out. Westonka puts their best 5 skaters on the ice. Number 7's one of their more effective defenders. Number 9's feisty at center or wing. 29 is going to play center, take the face-off draw. So we've got same 5 that I think that were on the ice. Hughes, McNee, Rampart. McNee gets to the puck, cuts inside, gets a good shot, stick save. Schuler gets the rebound. Ends up on a Shakopee stick. Backhanded shot gets deflected. Hughes goes hard into the boards. We're down to 1 minute. Sabres have pulled the goalie, so they've got the extra skater on. Telejohn on the ice. Puck gets fired up. Cleared up, but not out. Held in nicely by Schuler. Hughes is on the puck. Centering pass gets deflected. Telejohn on the puck. We've got somebody missing a glove. Puck is loose out front. McNee had a fantastic opportunity. Really good opportunity there and saved by the Westonka goalie. Down to 34 seconds left. Same 6 skaters on the ice. Draw goes to McNee. She'll backhand it back to Schuler. She fires one. Goes through a couple of legs. Hughes gets it. Backhands it up the boards. Schuler steps in to hold it in. McNee's backhand gets intercepted. Cut out. That's going to get cleared. Cherry picking number 9 will fire it deep. And that is going to do it for this one. So good season for the Sabres. Tough way to end. Sabres didn't like the lack of... I don't know what the Sabre players are talking about. Thank you guys for joining us all season. Tough way to end, but a good season for the girls. We will see you back here, I don't know, 10 months from now or so. And that will be a wrap.